See? It's okay. You saw it on the television.
Excellent day for an exorcism.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? It's a Comix podcast. We are live currently right now on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Welcome back to another episode. This is episode 187. Ooh, 187.
187 on the motherfucking...
Yes. Thank you guys for joining us. We are live. I am your host today. I am Estes Stark, and to my left, your right, is Mob Stash. What's up, homie?
What's going on, man? We had 3 weeks off.
I know. It was hot. You guys got sick, and then we went to a con. We went to LA Comic Con. So everybody that's watching us, we did go to LA Comic Con. That shit was fun, man. It was a lot of fun to see everybody there. We met some interesting people. It was really, really cool. So what'd you think about Comic Con, Ash?
Not one douchey cosplayer. I really appreciated this one. Not one fucking douchey. Everybody was super cool. Everybody, when we did interviews, they even came up with ideas for us. It was very fucking cool. Oh, and top of that, so, if you've been to Comic-Con, if you get cards, you get swag, you get this, you get that.
Sure. Yeah.
We had people asking us if we had cards after we interviewed them. Like, this was one of those, everybody was appreciative to be and participate. And
absolutely.
I would say, other than my first one, which we went with your dad and your cousin, this is right under that one.
Yeah. The very first one that we went to was San Diego Comic Con, and it was before the show, man. It was just us walking around and geeking out and shit. So that was cool. Dude, it was fun. I was, with the whole pandemic and everything, we really didn't do much, But now coming back and this being our first con back after the pandemic, it's been fun. It was super entertaining. It was really, really cool to see. I was pleasantly surprised to see that they got the cast to Back to the Future to come back, man. That was so fucking cool, man, to see that.
And the other one, there was another one.
Addams Family.
Yeah, I was gonna say Christopher Lloyd did too. They did the side by side. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he did the comeback with the Addams Family and with Back to the Future. So that was a lot of fun to watch. Really, really cool, man. So
I would have wanted to talk to him, though.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been really cool to talk to him. And
damn, she was hot.
Right? Leah Thompson? Yeah.
Leah Thompson, I'm sorry.
Leah Thompson.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally different. Completely different era. Born in completely different era. So I mean, it would have been fantastic to talk to Christopher Lloyd and even talk to Michael J. Fox, man. Like that shit would have been cool, to see them.
Dude,
and to
the
talk
wealth
to them.
of knowledge from Christopher Lloyd, from Taxi all the way through. I mean, he was the bad guy in Dennis the Menace, which he probably never gets asked about. Like, it'd have been awesome.
Yeah, he was a bad guy in Dennis the Menace. He was also the bad guy in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. When
you were a kid. Were you okay? So, like, say when you saw Karate Kid, when you saw Back to the Future, you always saw yourself kind of in that movie, right? Like,
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
even as kids, like, hey, I'm Donatello, hey, I'm Michelangelo, like whatever it was, you kind of never kind of grew out of that. Even
Right.
to today, if I saw like Fast and the Furious, I'm going to drive 60 on the way home. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
it just is what it is. Like, I've never grown out of that.
Yeah.
But
True.
Michael J. Fox is definitely somebody, Karate Kid, definitely somebody that like I saw myself as, or as a kid aspired to be.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't want to play the fucking guitar at the very beginning of Back to the Future with that giant ass amp? You know?
Yeah.
Like, come on. You know?
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, overall, LA Comic Con was cool. It was good. We're hoping that we can get to more cons next year. There's one con that I do want to go to next year. There is WonderCon. Yep, absolutely. There's WonderCon in March, I believe, but in May, I really want to go to Revolution Con in Ontario.
What is that? Oh, what does that celebrate?
It's just a con. Because for all you wrestling fans out there, Ash, I hope you're listening. Kurt Angle will be there.
I'll cry.
Kurt Angle will be there. And from what I was reading, there is a strong possibility that we might see Charlie Hunnam there also. So we might see Jax Teller, over there.
I'm only down if he walks like that to his booth.
Bro, okay, so here's the funny part. Here's the funny part about that is that I saw fucking Rebel Moon, and he was in the first part of Rebel Moon. He did the same exact fucking walk, dude. That shit was hilarious.
I want to see The Gentleman just to see if he does that walk.
I don't think he does.
No?
But watch The Gentleman. It is a really good film. So there you go. There's my recommendation. Go watch The Gentleman. I think it's on Netflix. Go watch it. It's a good time. It's a good old time. It's a good time. Good time. So we got a light show today for you guys. We got a few things that we want to go ahead and talk about, and I'm sure we're going to go ahead and just rant on about it. We've got Henry Cavill being cast in the live-action Voltron movie.
Okay,
now,
do you think that's going to be Keith? I mean, he's not going to be Hunk.
No, he's not going to be Hunk. He can't be
Lance.
Hunk.
Yeah, you can see Lance, but he can't not be the leader.
Right. Yeah, it's like how could he not be the leader?
Yeah, he's got to be Keith.
I mean, unless he's the villain.
Oh, whack. Okay. No. Who was the main villain in fucking Voltron? I remember. Who's the one? Mumra. I remember Mumra.
Mumra was Thundercats. Yeah.
Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the bad guys from Silverhawks.
Yeah.
Fuck. Gargamel. I see, like, those are the iconic bad guys. I can't think of the bad guy for Voltron because it was random.
Prince Lotor.
Lotor, never.
Prince Lotor was the main antagonist, also
Is
known.
he the one that sent all the monsters to them?
I think so. Yeah. So the main antagonist in the Voltron franchise is Prince Lotor, also known as Prince Imperial Syncline.
Do you remember when when he couldn't win with the sword, the heads came off and went through the fucking robots? That was fucking dope. See, that's when they knew kids can handle stuff without it being like, it's violent, but it's not. It's cartoon violence. It's not.
Yeah. A lot of the cartoons nowadays are a little different,
Yeah.
But it's fun.
That's why they made Foot Clan robots so they could slice through them without it being violent.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It appealed to the audience, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what made it a lot easier is that you have the Foot Clan as robots instead of actual humans, you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's just one of those I guess not a trope, I guess, but I guess one of those things where it's just kind of like it's easier for the kids to understand, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, they're killing human beings and
For sure, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I can see Keith or Henry Cavill as Keith. It is supposed to be live action, so I mean, I'm kind of interested in this. I'm kind of, you
Pacific
know,
Rim status?
yeah, probably
You know what I
Pacific
mean?
Rim, yeah. And it is going to be on Amazon. It is going to be directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, who directed Red Notice. Red Notice, if you guys don't know, I believe was the show with The Rock, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds when they're thieves. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
That had
and
a
if
really
you,
good twist at the end too.
what's that?
That had a really good twist at the end too.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure.
There's always that trope of the smart ass versus the I'm trying to take everything serious.
Right. Yeah.
That trope
Yeah.
always, and it's always fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that's why like there's a I don't know if you've heard that there's a group of people that don't like Ryan Reynolds because that's how he constantly acts. So it's just kind of like they say that he can't act because he's just acting like himself.
That's improv, man.
I know,
Sometimes his
trust, I
line is
get it.
funnier- His line is funnier than the fucking whatever the line was.
Right, exactly. But it's just like the way he acts, his mannerisms and shit like that. That like a lot of people are just kind of like, that's Ryan Reynolds. That's how he acts. That's how he is. You know, that's the type of person he is. So it's just it's one of those where they're just kind of like, oh, he can't act. Like he's just himself. And to that, I kind of think like, isn't that how it's supposed to be? Like, you know?
Well, okay, so like Gary Oldman, there's a difference between every one of his fucking characters. But,
True.
I mean, you could whatever, but I mean, half the time Ryan Reynolds gets hired as we need a sarcastic character.
Sure.
So it's not. I mean, I would blame typecasting more than I would blame him.
Good point. Valid fucking point. Valid point. Yeah. Okay.
Because he was in The Proposal, where he's just playing
Yes.
an employee. He
Mhm.
wasn't as sarcastic, but it was like him being sarcastic because he's put in this awkward position.
Right.
But anyway, but yeah, that's typecasting. It's not him.
Yeah, so that's what I mean, dude. So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's like they talk their shit. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we got Henry Cavill being cast in Voltron. I'm sure there's going to be more to come. Voltron, I believe, is expected to be coming out in 2026.
You know what I want to see too? I want to see. So, I want to see a bunch of alphas and him earn the leadership of being Keith. Him getting like maybe I don't know, some kind of something that you have to earn the black fucking tiger. You know what I mean? To be the leader.
Yeah.
And even because Lance was kind of jealous of Keith, right? So
yes,
you kind of have that too.
Mm-hmm,
And then you have Donatello, which is Pidge.
Pidge,
Or
yeah.
maybe Pidge.
Pidge.
There's the princess.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be hard to cast.
You think so?
I do, in that, I mean, if they're going to go for whoever's hot, and I don't mean look-wise, well, she will be hot look-wise, but whoever's like, I mean, if the princess had black hair, they would have given it to Jenna Ortega. But being that she's blonde, they're going to give it to Dakota Johnson. I mean, there's just down the line. It could be Brie Larson.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they'd give it to Brie Larson.
I'm just coming up with blonde people.
Well, I mean, if you're going strictly based off of blonde, then you can kind of go to Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney's another one. You know, that's if you're going, strictly like blonde, then there's Sydney Sweeney.
And as a studio, being that it's a hot button, but not button phrase. What's it? It's a buzzword, I guess. Like, there's people that you go Tom Hardy, we go to Michael B. Jordan, we go to Miles Teller.
Because it's okay. So it's Princess Allura, right? Princess Allura, Keith, Hunk, Lance, and Pidge, right?
Speaking of Lance, Miles Teller could be a good Lance.
You know what? Yeah, man. I can see that. I can see Miles Teller.
Thing, like, especially like
Yeah.
alphas again, like kind of how he was for Top Gun. Like they both want to be the top. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that would work out pretty well. You know,
They
Miles
both
Teller,
wanna be
Miles
the
Teller
top.
as Lance.
Bad.
Yeah.
They both want to be a top is a bad phrase, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You can also go. Oh gosh.
Do you think they're gonna go Hunk as fat or Hunk as like Tom Hardy?
No, I don't think they would go Hunk as overweight. I don't think they would do fat Hunk. I think they would do like a Jason Kelsey. You know what I mean? Like body type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's muscular, but he's still got like a belly to him.
You know what's funny is 20 years ago, Dave Bautista could have done it.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you call it? Now that you said Travis Kelsey, being
Yeah.
that he's getting into acting,
Yeah.
it's probably gonna be Travis Kelsey.
No,
And
not
Taylor
not
Swift.
Travis. No, it wouldn't be Travis. It'd be his brother Jason.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other guy. Yeah.
It'd be his brother. It'd be his brother Jason. Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
You know, I think he could probably, like, if you're looking for, like, I would say that's the ideal body type for Hunk, is that.
Yeah.
You know, like he's
Little-
still
Your shirt fits and then a little belly.
just a little belly, like a little beer belly, like it's just forming. You know what I mean? Like it's that. You know what I mean?
You're starting to become a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the way they chose Michael Chiklis for a thing.
Exactly. Just like that. Yeah. That would be that. At least I feel that would be the best way to go ahead and cast them. But yeah, Princess Allura. I mean, they don't have to go, strictly with like the blonde
bet.
actress, huh?
2-shot bet.
2-shot bet. Okay, go ahead.
2-shot bet. I bet you they go Hunk, Vin Diesel status, not Vin
Oh.
Diesel himself. Vin Diesel status.
Oh, so body
You
type.
say
Okay.
You say they're gonna go belly.
Yeah, I'd like a little one.
Yeah.
You know, I would say like a Jason Kelsey body type. Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, 2-shot bet.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that bet.
You got it.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. So I can see that. But I mean, again, they could very well change, hair color and all that other stuff. You know what I mean, as far as that goes. Or the actor or actress can definitely just dye their hair. You know what I mean? Like Jenna Ortega, she can go blonde. You know what I mean? If you're leaning towards that route of like you really want that actress, then they would just end up dyeing their hair or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's that.
But that's not her character either. Like, you know who I saw in my head? A blonde Zoe Deschanel.
No.
But she's a fucking tomboy too. The princess, not her. Yeah. Now that I say it out loud.
Yeah, no. Zoe Deschanel, no. I'm sorry. I think she's out of that section or that arena of.
I think they're gonna CW it. And everybody's gonna be a kid.
No, they can't. Not if they cast Henry Cavill.
Okay. That's what I hope they don't do.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that. I think it'd be stupid if they did that, to be quite honest.
And I kind of want to like Air Force or something. It's not Fantastic Four, Miles
Sure.
Teller, where
Yeah.
we're just a bunch of kids and we're learning our shit. Like I want it to be like Air Force or we're blah blah blah. Like kind of what they try to do with Transformers, where it's like we're gonna pull you up to do shit.
Yeah.
From-
Or like G.I. Joe. Like G.I. Joe. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're already established. Like that they're already established military and stuff like that. Like they know what they're talking about. Again, it's so that trope. You got the hot head. You got the alpha leader and stuff like that.
And two, another thing too, with like, okay, you've made it to the Marines, but there's a special group that we want you to be a part of.
Right.
Voltron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fucking dope. Like, you've made the Marines, but there's a one class higher as Voltron.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like equivalent to like the Navy SEALs. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're an Army Ranger. Yes, you're a Marine. You're this, you're that. But if you really want to if you really want to see the shit, you got to get into the SEAL team. You know what I mean?
Almost like the way Nick Fury hit people up. Like that would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I think Henry Cavill's a good call. I mean, I personally, for Henry Cavill, I think he's a good actor. We'll see where it goes.
After so-called failure at Superman, that motherfucker wants to prove he's franchise level.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, he's a franchise. It's franchise level for him. He's a fucking nerd like all of us. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So it's one of those things where it's like he is franchisable. You know, for a while. You know, I think he's in his late 30s. You know, so he's franchisable. He's good.
Expendables 4 is going to still make $1 trillion. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. So it's only a matter of time. You know what I mean? So there's that. So I mean, overall, I think it's a good cast for Henry Cavill to be in Voltron. You know.
Oh, now that you know that, do you think he's going to be Lion-O?
I don't know, man. Like Thundercats is
rumor, right?
Yeah, that was the rumor. Thundercats is a very near and dear to my heart, like extremely near and dear to my heart.
You had that on your back window for like 5 years.
I know. It's extremely near and dear to my heart. I feel Thundercats is only plausible if it is animated.
Yeah,
I cannot see it live action. I don't think it would work as a live action.
How would you do it where it doesn't look like cats?
You can't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't. Like it has to be animated. You cannot do live action. I don't feel it would work. I don't think it would translate properly to the screen.
Yeah. And he has that Chaka Khan hair. It's not going to work.
That's what I'm saying.
I would love to see Mumra in real
Mumra?
life.
I would love to see that too. I'd love to see Mumra, you know, live.
The Scorpion King CGI it should be amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we're way past that, so I don't think we would ever see something like that, you know. But I feel like I said, Thundercats near and dear to my heart. It would only work if it's animated. I don't think it will work as live action. I don't think it would.
Yeah, it would have to be. You know how like every 10 years there's either like a CGI or a way of how you say it. Kind of like the first time we saw Batman under Frank Miller. Like it's a new way of now Frank Miller has his own little universe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it would have to be that.
Right.
It would have to be like would you accept kind of the way they did Corpse Bride? Or is that too claymation? Or is that claymation?
I think it's too claymation, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just straight
animated.
That Transformers movie's not going to be amazing.
Which one?
The Chris Hemsworth one. That's just like spoon feeding you.
Homie, that thing's like broke box office records.
It's not amazing. Well, because it's for kids. It's not fucking. Yeah. Dude, even Transformers 1, as bad as it is, when you heard that Optimus speech, you felt like you're watching fucking Transformers.
Oh, for sure, because they got Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen is Optimus Prime. You know what I mean? He will forever be Optimus Prime. But I'm just saying, like, it's the reason why they're spoon feeding it is because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people back into the franchise. You know, with the last Transformer movie, Rise of the Beasts, they were trying to bring people back into the franchise. You know what I mean? That's what they're trying to do. You know, they're trying to do that, and which is why they want to do a crossover with G.I. Joe.
But see, okay, I just had his name. It's not Bruckheimer. Not Bruckheimer. What am I thinking of? With all the explosions.
It's Bruckheimer. Jerry Bruckheimer.
Bruckheimer. Okay.
The firework explosions?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jerry Bruckheimer.
Okay. He's more worried about making it pretty than he is about the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what we grew up with, like, okay, I can take Halloween 1, Freddy 1 because of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm more involved in the story than the scares. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. So I don't know, man. It could work. But like I said, Thundercats will only work as animated. I don't think that it would work as live action. Let's see. We got a couple comments. Heavyweight says, "Didn't they already try crossover with Josh?" No. I think he's talking about. No, they didn't. They didn't do the crossover. The Transformers. There was no Transformer G.I. Joe crossover. What they did in the film is that they created a department in the government called Nest.
That's right.
That's what they ended up doing. You know. Heavyweight also says, "Who wins? Who wins? Cassandra Nova or Iron Man Mark 50 armor?"
With Tyrese, that's it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably say Cassandra Nova might win. Could probably beat Iron Man. That's what I would think. I would think she would win.
Situational too. I mean,
Yeah.
you go with the guy's intelligence.
Sure.
It's situational. It's probably on Tuesday Cassandra wins, and then Wednesday Iron Man wins.
Probably. I can see that. So, but yeah, it's just one of those. Moving on to our next topic, they have finally casted Jon Stewart in the upcoming HBO Max series Lanterns. So we've officially confirmed, it's officially been confirmed that Kyle Chandler will be playing Hal Jordan. If you guys don't know who Kyle Chandler is, he was the head coach in Friday Night Lights, the TV show. That was him. Yeah. And then they got Aaron.
Yeah.
What's that?
He was in something else that I know him from too.
Oh, probably. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then they ended up casting Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart. So, yeah, if you guys don't know Aaron Pierre, let me double check real quick. I think the casting for Hal Jordan's a good cast. I think it's a good cast. You know, I don't think it's a bad cast. You know,
who's your lantern?
What do you mean?
Who's your lantern? Like the one I grew up with was the brown hair and the gray on the sides.
That's Hal Jordan.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So,
for the longest time, it was Hal Jordan. Like for I mean, if you're looking at like, yeah, if you're looking at that, the main continuity for the longest time was Hal Jordan. You know, and then from there, then it switched to Jon Stewart, and then from Jon Stewart, it switched to Kyle Rayner, and then it moved on to. So there's been a few iterations of Green Lanterns. You know. Let's
Justice
see.
Unlimited is who? It's
Justice Unlimited is Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart, yeah, and then the DCU or the DC animated films is Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
That's where they typically do those. As far as Aaron Pierre, his most recent what's it called? Film was a Netflix film called Rebel Ridge, where he was there with Don Johnson. He did that film with Don Johnson. So it's Rebel Ridge is actually pretty good. It's a pretty good film. I like that one too. But I do agree that Aaron Pierre, I feel that it is a strong cast for Jon Stewart. I'm glad that they went with Aaron Pierre instead of going with like a Michael B. Jordan. You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, see, Heavyweight's also saying it's a good cast, you know. So there's that. And then don't forget, we also have Nathan Fillion that's been cast as Guy Gardner in the Superman film. So it's quite possible that we can see Guy Gardner in the Lantern show as well. So
That fucked up haircut.
that haircut is pretty fucked up, but you know, the bow cut. So I think it's a fantastic cast. I can't wait. I for a while I thought that this show was dead in the water, and they just couldn't get it past casting. So I'm all for it. This is a good cast. I feel it'll be a strong series. I hope that they don't pull their punches with this. I hope they follow the trend that Penguin is doing, where yes, it's an MA show. Like this is what it is. It's an MA show. you know. And I hope that they don't do what Disney did when they did The Acolyte, where it's a 30-minute show and they leave you with fucking cliffhangers. Like, if you're gonna go ahead and put a show out, or if you wanted to make it as a movie, then do it properly, you know what I mean? Don't have things that are mixed around and shit like that. Like, that's how I feel that The Acolyte was. The Acolyte was very disorganized. You know, like I feel like, okay, we have a flashback in episode 2, and then we don't go back to the flashback until episode 6. Like, why are they so far apart? Why don't you just have episode 2 and 3 as the flashback, so it follows a flow? You know what I mean? So I hope they don't do something like that.
The way the Penguin works is it's very fucking grounded.
Mm-hmm.
It's not superhero. It's how he's becoming Penguin to Penguin. So it's I get it.
Yeah,
it's why we like Dark Knight Rises. Like, it was very grounded in, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Almost military the way this guy is Batman, as opposed to not military, but it's like he's not a superhero. It's just
sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's why, like you said, the Penguin works. I think that's why it works so well. You know, the one thing that I didn't like that Matt Reeves said was that Matt Reeves says that because he's doing a trilogy. It's been already said that he's doing a Batman trilogy, the Batman trilogy. But he's, huh?
Is it the middle-aged thing?
Right, probably.
Come on. Say it. I don't mean to. Yeah.
Huh?
What is it you don't like? I'm interrupting you.
Oh, no. I don't like the fact that he's saying that this Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, is going to be a very grounded Batman. So we're not going to see, like, Mr. Freeze. We're not going to see Poison Ivy. We're not going to see Clayface. We're not going to see that kind of stuff. We're going to see a very grounded rogues gallery. You know, like, we're going to see the Penguin. We'll see the Joker, you know. And
Poison Ivy, and the way that, like, the kiss is whatever, like, the Poison Ivy, like, just you can't make the plants listen to you, but you can do a grounded version of that.
Right, exactly. But it's like you can't really do Clayface, you can't really do Killer Croc if you want it to be very grounded, you know what I mean? So I feel that the ones that they can do that would be grounded are, like you said, like, yeah, if you kind of flip the script a little bit for Poison Ivy, where she doesn't control the plants and stuff like that, you know, Professor Pig, I think would be fucking fantastic. You know, you could do Croc in the way of remember that guy that was in Game of Thrones that was turning into a rock? Yes. You know
yes. Like, you could do it like that, where it's kind of realistic because of a disease, but you're not a Croc.
Right. Yeah. There's that. You know, Victor Zsasz would be perfect.
Oh, yes.
You know, Victor Zsasz would be perfect. I think Scarecrow would still work, you know, in something grounded.
The guy's name is Victor. No. In Penguin.
Uh-huh.
I think is the guy's name Victor?
I think there is a Victor Zsasz that does come out in the Penguin.
No, I think I'll look up his name. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, so there's that. You know what I mean? So with it being very grounded, we're not going to get that, you know, from Matt Reeves. We won't get the supernatural aspect, you know, from there. So yeah, but sticking with DC, the Joker 2 did horribly in theaters. Okay, and it's there's a lot of mixed reviews about it. There's a lot of people that like it. There's a lot of people that didn't like it. The main gripe about it was the ending, you know. So if you guys haven't seen it, you know, you guys might want to skip this part, because we're going to kind of dive in a little bit on the Joker 2. It wasn't so much the...
He plays Victor Aguilar.
Oh, Victor Aguilar? Okay.
It made me think that what infamous Victor... You know what I mean? So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, the Joker 2, it's a lot of people didn't like it because the way that it was, like, the musical part, they didn't really like the part that it was like the musicals took you out of it You know, the ending. The a lot of people are saying that the ending was god awful. The ending was the worst ending ever. You know, there's a lot of things that they're saying that it's like the way that it's hinting it, and the way that they're trying to link everything together, it's bad. Like, it's really, really bad. And Joker 2 is looking to have the worst opening. And this is the fucked up part. They're saying that they're going to have a Marvel-esque opening, you know, to equivalent to the Marvels. So Joker 2 is supposed to do worse than the Marvels did. So yeah.
That's one of those. Again, it was the part 1 was based in reality, where I'm only laughing because it's a disease. It's a whatever, and I feel like a studio went, let's get Lady Gaga, let's do this, let's get all the buzzwords. You know what I mean? And it didn't work. So
here's a lot of the things that I was reading, because I'm probably not going to see it until it's streaming. The big thing that they didn't like, that a lot of people didn't like about it, was that yes, Arthur Fleck caused this uprising, you know, because it's like a lot of the stuff that he said, especially he was right. Let's be honest, you know, he was right. The way the healthcare system is and stuff like that. Like, obviously he brought up a lot of valid points and stuff like that. But when he's finally arrested in the second one, he's overwhelmed at the fact of what he started, this uprising that he started, and then he says, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the Joker anymore. So he completely like bows out of it, which causes him, and again, spoilers, you know, causes him to be murdered in prison. Okay.
That's the end?
That's the end. He's murdered in prison. So Arthur Fleck is killed in prison. Okay. He's stabbed in the stomach and killed. And then off screen, you can see that the guy that stabbed him takes the knife that he used, puts the blade in his mouth, and gives himself a smile.
I thought what's his name got a problem with that.
Right, and that's what I'm going into. So, the biggest gripe about that is because now people are saying like, oh, is that Heath Ledger's origin now to the Joker? No, absolutely not. A lot of people have already come out and like Todd Phillips says no, that is not the origin of Heath Ledger's Joker or anything like that. It's not that at all.
That's the one time I feel like Heath Ledger was telling the truth. When he said, I got these scars from my dad, like, that's the one, like, you never know, but that was the one little, like, I'm actually telling you what legit happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a story that in the original Joker, Todd Phillips wanted to have Joaquin Phoenix essentially do that. You know, at the end of the film, put a knife in his mouth and, you know, give himself a smile, you know, with the blade. Chris Nolan put a stop to that real quick, you know, and he says, no, you cannot do that because I don't want this film to be associated to my film, you know. So, no, I don't want that. Don't do that. And they pulled away from that. Somehow it still got in the second one, and now there's that.
Well,
you know?
Okay. So Joker 1 made a bunch of money. Now it's untouchable. Now you fucked up.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw most recently, the idea for Joker 2 came to Joaquin Phoenix in a dream.
This is why it's always got to be a team effort and not one guy have the power. Like,
right.
Michael Bay, that's what I was trying to say.
Michael Bay, yeah.
Yeah, like, it just can't be, man.
Yeah.
Because somebody's got to be there to be like, that's going to come up cheesy, bro. Somebody's got to tell you no.
Yeah. So, there's that. So,
well, I will see it streaming, but like the latest Bad Boys, I'm waiting to see that because...
Oh, it's on Netflix already.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to be bad. But
yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Speaking of streaming, I mean, because this is our first Halloween episode. If you guys are into watching horror, want to see something that's a little bit scary, there is a remake on HBO Max called Salem's Lot. If you guys saw the original, you know, the new one is out. It has Bill Pullman's son in there. It's really good. I thought I liked it. I really dug it. It was a nice change of pace as far as the original one was, because if you guys don't remember the original Salem's Lot was about 3 hours long. So this one's about an hour 50, yeah, and it's pretty good. It's very fast paced. Okay, so it moves really quickly, and so the hour 50 feels like it goes by really fast. So there's really not a lot of character building in this. You know,
what's your sweet spot for a movie?
About 2 hours 15 minutes, 2 hours 20.
That's like a Harry Potter. Like that's you're into it.
I would say that's about the sweet spot for me. Yeah. You know, that's
You're not fidgeting in your seat.
No, yeah, I'm not fidgeting in my seats. I'm not getting uncomfortable or anything like that. About 2 hours, 2 hours 20 minutes. It's a good time. You know, anything more like once we hit the 2.5 hour, 2 hours 45, you kind of start stretching a little bit. You're just kind of like, okay, not come on, because there's been a few films that you're just kind of like, okay, like we're fucking in to the end. You know what I mean?
The first two Lord of the Rings are amazing, and then once the 15 endings happened for Return of the King, I was like, okay, dude, okay, I'm tapping. Like, oh, that was good. Oh, that was good ending. No.
Yeah, exactly.
The elves are jumping in. The hobbits are jumping.
Jumping in the bed. Yeah. And
perfect.
Yeah,
Twice.
it really did. But I also feel that we've been ruined by Marvel in regards to films, because I'm like now, like as a habit now, I just wait until the end of the credits to see if there's anything that's going to happen.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so the origin, make it 3 hours, but the following, just tell the story. Don't try to make every movie 3 hours. Don't try to, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so Beetlejuice 1, he was in for 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a nod to his own movie, let's make Beetlejuice 2, he's in for 17 minutes. And I was like, okay, why do this? Being that they're depending on him in the second one, how is he not all over that bitch?
Yeah.
Why do you try to make it 17? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just...
Yeah.
People are just stuck with, like... Or if
man.
Minutes, then just make it the most important 17 minutes of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, but
jokes.
That was his thing. That's what Michael Keaton wanted. He says, if I'm going to come back, then you got to keep it the same.
Yeah. That's
what Keaton wanted. He wanted that. You know?
There was... okay, so even when Michael Keaton... even when Beetlejuice wasn't in the movie, you still felt like you're in the Tim Burton universe.
Yeah.
The way that the house is being built, the random barn, like you still feel like it's there. It's like almost like a plastic. Because when you look out, So, but this movie was not. We're going everywhere with this. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, it's all good. Yeah. So there's that. You know. Yeah. But yeah, it's just gonna be it's just one of those things, dude. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. We'll see.
Next week, let's cast Voltron.
You want to cast Voltron next week? Okay.
Next week.
All right, next week. And then the last thing, again, we're gonna go ahead and end the show on DC. James Gunn has come out saying that Batman will not be middle-aged in the new DCU. So which means we are going to get a younger Batman. Which I get, but I don't agree with, because if you're trying to introduce Damian, Damian was, pretty significant with Bruce being middle-aged. You know what I mean?
Being the age that he is, too.
Yeah.
So we're skipping everybody, going straight to Damian, huh?
I guess, yeah. That's what apparently the Brave and the Bold's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about he's supposed to be already established, and they're supposed to introduce Damien. So,
right.
Yeah, but to Heavyweight's point, he says Batman Beyond. Heavyweight, I think that ship has sailed for Batman Beyond. I don't know if you heard.
Right after Batgirl.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, dude, that DC had a Batman Beyond animated film in the works. They shot the intro to it. It was very much compared to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the way that the art was done, and they decided to scrap it. They said, no, we don't want to do that. So there's that. So I don't think we're going to get a Batman Beyond. And just like what they had said about the Flash film, depending on how well the Flash does, the film The Flash does, is going to determine if we're going to get a Batman Beyond film. And you guys know the story. The Flash film didn't do very well, and now they scrapped the Batman Beyond film. So, yay to Ezra Miller.
Well, I mean, if anything, if they do it's almost blasphemous, but if they did a George Clooney, no, I don't even want to.
Dare you say his name? How dare you?
Brad Pitt as Lion-O. No.
Oh, you.
Who's the old guy? Who's the old guy with the beard?
Jaga.
Brad Pitt is Jaga, yes. And
Fuck no.
1999 Brad Pitt as fucking Lion-O, yes.
No, absolutely not.
You're tripping, bro.
Absolutely not.
Brad Pitt is an amazing actor.
I never said he wasn't.
What's in the box?
But I'm just saying, Thundercats is very near and dear to my heart, and I don't even think if they came out. I don't think if they came.
Who do you want as Lion-O?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Henry Cavill is up your. I was gonna say up your ass, but up your shit, up your alley. But who do you?
Again, if
Vin Diesel's not Panthro, we riot. that's and all he has to do is play Dom. All he has to do is
that's true.
Play Dom.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think I don't feel like I can cast Thundercats. I don't.
Damn.
I don't.
Oh shit.
I don't think I could. I mean, okay, because look, this is okay. So this is what you have to think about. Okay, I'm gonna fucking rant now. Okay, this is what you have to think about. Okay, which way are you gonna go? Are you gonna go with Lion-O being on Thundera as a child? Okay. And then him traveling because Thundera gets destroyed. Again, another superhero trope. You destroyed a home planet, you know, a la Superman, and now they have to travel and find another one. Okay, so in that process of them flying out and leaving Thundera, they go into cryo state. Okay, they wake up, but yet somehow everybody else, after they crash land, everybody else stayed the same age, but yet Lion-O grew up.
There was a reason for that, because I saw this recently. I don't know if he circled the moon twice. There was something that happened, or he was the last one to wake up. There's a reason that happened. They explained it in the first one.
Okay.
In the first Thundercats.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, because that's what I was even thinking, like, there would be a cool story of Panthro accepting that he's the leader. You always need that Raphael to Leonardo.
For sure. That. Yeah.
Wolverine to fucking Scott Summers.
Cyclops.
You always need that. Cyclops. What did I say? Scott Summers? Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. But yeah, and that's the thing. So if this is what you're thinking that you have to cast. You have to cast a Jaga, okay? You got to cast a Lion-O, Panthro, Tigra, Shitara, Wily Kit, Wily Cat, okay, and then if you're trying to sell toys or if you're trying to sell to the kids, you gotta cast Snarf. Okay,
Snarf is gonna be the only one that's gonna be CGI, like fucking.
Probably.
Baby Yoda,
Probably.
course.
So you're looking at 8 that you need to cast, okay? Not to mention, if you're gonna go ahead and cast the Lizard Men, Slythe, Monkeyin, Jackal Man.
Do you remember the old school toy? That was the only one that had actual like fucking
Fur.
or
Yeah.
fur.
Yeah.
That was so dope.
There's that, Then you have to cast for Mumra. Then you have to cast. So you have to cast 2 for Mumra. You got to cast Mumra as his mummy form. Then you got to cast.
The guy that had the crown. The toad
Which
guy
one?
that had the crown. The toad guy that had the crown.
Fuck, I don't remember.
Probably
I don't remember who that was.
Okay.
I don't remember who that was.
Yeah.
So you gotta cast Mumra as a mummy. You gotta cast Mumra the Ever Living now, the monster.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to cast that. Okay, not to mention, are you gonna bring the Bilbos in, the little robotic bears? Are you bringing them in to this?
That won't be day one though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot to this. There's a lot of lore, to this to go ahead and do, So it's just, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it's just like I don't feel that they can cast the Thundercats properly. That's why I honestly feel that it has to be animated. Like, do the route of fucking Into the Spider-Verse. Do that. I don't think we can cast it as live action.
They casted Henry Cavill as a voice though.
Oh, I'm all for that. Go for it.
You think that they spent that much money on Henry Cavill for a voice and not him being in the fucking movie?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Well, that's true because of fucking Chris Hemsworth is Optimus right now. So,
Yeah, exactly.
okay, I can see that.
But this is what you have to think too.
Hemsworth is Optimus, but everybody else is a maybe B level superstar.
Not so much. I don't think so. I don't think. Huh?
There's a guy from Atlantic, but it's not a name yet.
Oh, he's becoming a name. You got Scarlett Johansson in there also. She's in there. Then you've got Michael Peel in it. Or no, Michael Keegan Michael.
Okay, yeah.
He's in it. He plays Bumblebee. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, because you got to think of it this way. Yes, Chris Hemsworth being paid $15-20 million for an Avengers film, but you have to think he's putting in his he's in the film. He's like in the film. You know what I mean? For a voiceover, it'd probably cost them maybe a fraction of that. Let's say $20 million for the Avengers film. Okay. He's probably like $2-3 million for just his voice.
Okay.
Going into a booth and just recording like that. You're putting in 5-6 hours of work and you're getting $1 million paycheck. Like, I honestly do not think that a studio would be spending $20 million on Chris Hemsworth for just his voice. The majority of the money is going to end up going to the VFX.
Yeah.
If you want it to look good, that's where the money's going to go, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the way I see it.
No, I agree.
I could very well be 100% wrong. You know what I mean? and Chris Hemsworth is cashing in a $20 million check for 5 hours of work. I mean,
also, that movie could be doing good because of people thinking it's gonna be good, and you got to take your kid to a movie. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, dude, I still got to take the boys to go see that movie. They've been wanting to go see it.
Yeah. So you don't know. I mean, it could be amazing to them, but it's like, oh, the story to us, like, oh, the story's not there. This is not there.
Well, yeah, that's different. I mean, it's supposed to be the origin story of Megatron and Optimus Prime. So
it feels like Transformers: The College Years.
Yeah.
It felt like, yeah.
Let's see. Heavyweight says Wonder Woman as Chitara. So Gal Gadot as Chitara? I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, then it's gonna be what about Ben Affleck as fucking Panthro? That's what it's gonna be. It's just gonna be the way you're gonna cast DC.
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe she can be. I mean, let's put it this way. let's see how Gal Gadot goes as
Evil Lynn. I know
Well,
that's He-Man.
Yeah, that's He-Man. But no, you're right. That's He-Man. But I can see Gal Gadot as Evil Lynn more than Alison Brie.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Well, we don't.
I can see that.
No, we were talking to Alison Brie for the Princess and Voltron.
Yeah, there's that. No, but I'm just saying, like that's who's actually cast as Evil Lynn is Alison Brie.
I could see Gal Gadot as the princess. Now that we said that out loud.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can see that.
That would be cool if it was Amidala. What's her name?
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Nicole Kidman, but yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure as we get closer and closer to them filming, we'll obviously know who the fucking rest of the cast
Tom Hardy,
is for Voltron.
if he goes Bane body, he could be Hunk.
He can be Hunk. Yeah, I can see that. And if he brings the character that he brought to Inception,
yeah,
I think that'd be a perfect Hunk right there.
Yeah.
Oh, Heavyweight didn't know. Yeah, dude, there's a He-Man movie coming, dude, on Masters of the Universe. Yup. See, that's why you gotta be following us. You gotta be listening to us on a regular.
If he's not wearing furry underwear, we riot.
Yeah, that's true.
Also,
true.
who are they gonna pick for Fisto?
Yeah, right?
This is all bad.
Yeah, it's super bad. So, yeah, but yeah, that's it for Comics episode 187. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for joining us. Appreciate you guys joining us. Remember, we are sponsored by W Energy Drink. You guys, if you guys want to go ahead and pick up W Energy Drink, W Energy Drink is the clean energy drink to go ahead and get started for your day. They use no dyes, no artificial flavors. Go ahead and check them out at www.dubby.gg. Go ahead and pick up some Dubby. Let them know that Comix sent you, and at checkout use Comix10 and you guys get 10% off of your purchase. All right. So go ahead and check us out. Next week we will be back. I'm sure Mosby will be back as well. Other than that, we're going to be throwing a shit ton of content your way. So we'll see you guys around, all right? And with Comix, this is Estes Stark, Mob Stash over there. And remember, Comix, we are everywhere. Good night, everybody.